Now I'm going to give you an IELTS speaking test, and in this test you will face three parts: part 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and
Okay,
after
sir.
the exam you will be told the marks what you will get.
Okay.
Let us start. What's your name?
Sir, my name is Abir, and my full name is Jad Abdullah Abir.
Okay, is there any meaning of your name?
Yes, sir. The meaning of my name is rain, which is Abir.
Okay, where do you live?
I live in Dhaka, and I born in Dhaka, where I am currently living in.
Okay, you study or work?
Yeah, so I am doing my study in my bachelor program.
Okay, which subject do you like most in your subject?
Which subject, sir? I like various subject in my courses. Among them, the most I love is math, which I am really good at.
Okay, let's discuss familiar topic about your school days. And in this sector, I will also ask you some questions and some related things. Tell me something about your secondary school.
Okay, sir. Well, my secondary school is one of the renowned school in my hometown, and it isn't very far from my house, almost an 10-minute walk from my house. My school is famous for its big playground, and there are lots of facilities. There are almost 3,000 students are admitted in this school.
Okay, which subject did you find most difficult in school?
Okay. Mm, English was the only foreign language that I have learned in my school, and that time I wasn't a big fan of this subject. English classes was a nightmare for me, and the grammar part of English subject was where I was very weak at.
Okay, do you ever need that subject now?
Yes, sir. English is the mostly commonly spoken languages in the whole world, and I think knowing English will increases my chances to get a good job in a high-profile company or finding a scholarship to study abroad.
Okay, what did you enjoy about being a school student?
Um, I love the whole thing. I would say that as a school student, I from my starts of the day to end of the day, I love the whole thing. When I went to the school and meet with my friends, that time was a very happy moment for me, and I still miss those days when we work as a group and did a lot of activities as a group.
Okay, some times ago you actually have said that in your school time English was the most difficult subject for you and
Yes,
you
sir.
felt nightmare. So do you have the same feeling now about
Um,
that language?
Not not that things, sir, because I have practiced a lot, and nowadays I think that my English is getting good and good. So these days I don't think that English is a nightmare for me.
Okay, your part one is over. Now I'm going to have with you the part two, and in this part you will be given a cue card, and you will get also 1 minute to write down the necessary informations that you will need while you will be speaking. And after that, you will have 2 minutes to say what you have already prepared. Okay, here
Okay.
is your cue card.
Thank you, sir, for this nice topic that you have given me. I would like to talk about one story that I heard from my mother when I was a child, and the story gives a good lesson to everyone. And the story was something about a misbehaved shepherd. And there was a boy who lives in a small village near a forest, and there are tigers in that forest. And the boy usually tells lie to everyone. And one day, when he went out with his sheep and cows, and at that time he shouted that a tiger came and everyone came to save him. And as a result, when everyone came, that nobody, no tiger was there. And that time everyone was so angry. And this type of behavior was done by many times by that boy. And one day, when the real tiger came, and he shouted that tiger, 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 but nobody came because everyone thought that he was joking. He was again joking with them. That's why nobody came. And as a result, he was ate by the tiger. As a result, he was ate by the tiger. And this thing happened because of telling a lie. And my mother used to tell me that you should never tell a lie.
Okay, time's up. Okay. So, do you think in our life, always we should avoid telling lies or jokes?
I would not say that because jokes are is a type of thing that entertain people. But I would say that you should never tell a lie, because if you tell a lie, you have to tell 100 more lies.
But sometimes in our life, we need to tell lies in some situations. So, do you think we should always avoid telling lies?
I would say that you should never tell a lie, because I have already told you that, sir, that if you tell a lie, if you had to cover that lie, you have to tell another 100 lies. So I should avoid telling lies.
Okay, now we are going to start our part three, and in this part, you will discuss some important things related to your part one and two. And in this part, you will also get some argumentative discussions. Okay, it's about reading newspapers. Why do people like to read newspaper?
Mm, I usually see that most people usually read newspapers in the mornings and the evenings. And in our country, most people usually read newspapers in the mornings, or maybe waiting for a bus or a train.
Okay, how important is it for people to have a choice of newspaper?
Yes, it is very important. If I talk about my father always read a one newspaper which is called Prothom Alo, a famous newspaper in Bangladesh. And I have asked many times that why you only read this newspaper. And he said that this newspaper gives us the authentic news. And the news are written by the dedicated journalist.
Okay, what does a good newspaper contain?
Okay, sir. A good newspaper contains various types of news, such as mainly national and international news, and as well as the areas of culture, media, sports news.
Okay, now you will be asked some questions about the future of newspapers. Why do some people choose to read the newspapers on the internet rather than in a newspaper?
There are a few reasons behind that. Because internet news are easy to access. Whoever has a laptop or a smartphone, he can easily read the news from the internet. And the newspaper we always used to read, or we always read, we have to get it from the newsstand. So usually people always like to read news from the internet.
Okay, how is internet news different from the news you read in the newspaper?
There are much difference. I think the most obvious difference, I think, is the visual aspect of these two methods. We always read a newspaper, and there are some images where they are very blurry. That's why we couldn't see even after they are colored. But whenever you read a news from the internet, there are almost like HD quality video, HD quality images, and sometimes there are videos attached with the article.
Okay, will internet news ever replace newspapers, and why do you think, and why not?
I don't know, sir, if the internet ever fully replaced newspaper, because I see most of the people who read newspaper are of the older generation, and um, um, people at my ages read news from the internet. I think that if internet will not replace a newspaper, but it can reduce the circulation of newspaper.
Okay, our exam is over, and in your speaking test, I think you are getting band score 6.5. You will get more if your Q cut is okay. If Q cut is not that okay, because in your Q cut you are not using the demands what IELTS want from you. Most of the time, you lack in detailed reasoning and argumentative speaking, also the operational command. But your part 1 and part 3 is relatively good, so that's why you get band score 6.5. I hope next time you'll get very good band score. Okay?
Thank you,
Thank you
sir.
very much for your test. Okay.
Thank you.